Yeah, myself Deepak Dalal. I am Chief Management Officer, Scotch Group, and today in this session we'll be listening the strategy adopted by Vijayanagram district to battle the COVID. We have with us District Magistrate of Vijayanagram. Welcome, sir. And in our expert panel, we have Mr. Nirmal Bansal, Senior Scotch Development Foundation Fellow, and Mr. UK Sharma, former advisor Niti Ayog. So over to you, Mr. Jawahar. So kindly take us through the measures you have been taking to fight against Corona in your district. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Deepak ji. This is a highest pleasure for interacting with you people with the Scotch group. I am Dr. Hari Jawahar Lal, 2005 batch conferred IAS officer from State Civil Service. Prior to this, I worked with even UNICEF as a district coordinator for behavioral change communication. So my district is Vijayanagaram in Andhra Pradesh. It is one of the aspirational districts of the country with a 24 lakh population. As of now, not even single positive case was registered in our district. For that, we have implemented a 7-step strategy. Thematic strategies are there. In that, first strategy is surveillance strategy, second is quarantine strategy, third is hospital preparedness and management strategy, fourth is social supply chain strategy, fifth one is sanitation and also awareness strategy, and seventh one is containment strategy. So these 7-step strategy worked out very well in our district. And the first one is non-negotiable strategy, that is surveillance strategy, where we believe in primary surveillance teams were constituted with ANM, ASHA worker and also Anganwadi worker plus one village volunteer. With this group of team of officers will go to Am I audible, sir? Am I audible, sir?
You are
Yeah.
now.
So these primary surveillance committee will identify these kind of cases, and then immediately they will hand over to the secondary surveillance team headed by a medical officer of primary health centers. These medical officers will go to the house, and then they will validate whether the symptoms are these are all the correct cases, or whether they are influenza kind of flu kind of illnesses are there. Then they will sort out there itself. They will advise. There are 3 kinds of advices they are making. One is keeping them in a home isolation, and second thing is treating them there itself. And then third one is sending them to isolation wards. Isolation ward means that nothing but a district hospital is having some rooms exclusively for these patients. They will be sent to that place, and they will be taken swab, sending to the VDRL lab, and there they are going to perform the RT-PCR test. When if it is confirmed, then the treatment protocol starts. This is the mechanism we are adopting in secondary surveillance teams. This is the non-negotiable. As of now, we have touched each and every houses, and more or less 2 times, almost 7 lakh households have been completely done this surveillance. Here, I wanted to tell to the committee here, the basic in the recent establishment, that is Grama Sachivalayams and Ward Sachivalayams, and nothing but secretariats of villages. every 50 house, we are having one volunteer who is nothing but a welfare volunteer. He is supposed to tell the information on daily basis. If anybody encounters similar symptoms, then immediately he is going to tell to the primary surveillance teams. Then the team will come, and then validation will be done by the surveillance second group, and then treatment protocol starts. Here, three things are happening in surveillance things. One is tracking, and then second one is testing samples, and then third one is treatment. These three are very, very essential. We believe in this system, and as per the central government, from time to time, the instant orders, COVID orders, and also the state government is issuing the COVID instant orders. We are scrupulously following, and with the help of the entire coordination of other departments like ICDS, police, revenue, and also types of quarantine. One is home quarantine, and second one is government facility quarantine, and third one is nothing but core centers are there, quarantine core centers. That's via media. Neither it is a hospital nor it is a quarantine. All suspected cases will be there in the core centers. Likewise, this quarantine will be more or less, they are isolated, independent, individually, managed, and the quarantines having separate toilets, and 3 times they will be given very good nutritious food every day, morning and evening. The health checkups will be there, and the continuous surveillance will be there. All kind of quarantine people will be of three categories. One is, in earlier time, I mean in the beginning, we used to keep foreign returns, then the Delhi returns. Then afterwards, after completion of their quarantine period, now our strategy is those who are coming from outside of the state, outside of the district, without having their credentials. We wanted to test their credentials. Till that time, we are keeping them in isolation. So not mixing with the community. This is the strategy we are following in quarantine method. But quarantine means basically a lot of sanitation will be there, very good food will be there, health hygiene will be there, health checkups will be there, and continuous one senior district level officer is the supervising officer. Is headed by the district revenue officer, DRO. Whereas the surveillance part is the nodal officer is the assistant collector. So each separate verticals will be headed by very senior officer, very committed officer. We have identified such 7 committed officers for each vertical, for each strategy. Then third is the hospital, preparedness and also management. We have identified 2 government hospitals. One is exclusively COVID hospital in MIMS, Maharaja Institute of Medical Sciences. It is a private college. Totally we have, identified as a COVID hospital exclusively meant for COVID treatment. So in that, almost 100 patient ICU beds are there, and 700 non-ICU beds are also there, with 22, ventilators, with oxygen, big size cylinders, and also small size mobile cylinders, equipment. Everything is as per the norms of the IMA. We have prepared the entire protocols in that hospital. Second hospital is district hospital, wherein we are keeping it as two functions. One is for identification purpose. Second is even keeping second level hospital. Whenever we get some kind of suspicion, we are sending the persons to that district hospital. We will collect the swabs, send it to VDRL lab. Till that time, that person will be there in isolation ward. If he gets negative, then we'll keep them for 2-3 more days and treating them for symptoms and then sending to their houses for home isolation. So far we have not received any positive case. If positive case comes, immediately we will switch this patient to the MIMS COVID hospital. And then after exhaust of the COVID hospital, then now we wanted to take the services of the district hospital also as a secondary hospital, secondary line hospital, COVID hospital. Then third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 4 private hospitals, nursing homes we have identified, and we have taken their services with all men, everything, material, wards, everything as per our COVID protocol. We have identified the rooms, we have identified the ventilators, we have identified the the medical professionals, and all have been given trainings. The HR part is completely taken care, and also we have supplied the materials supplied by the state government. All PPEs, masks, N95 masks, everything was provided to them also, and keep the entire hospitals ready. This is the third strategy. Then fourth strategy is sanitation and also awareness. Here, since beginning, awareness, we believe in awareness. So lot of awareness campaign was happened in our district. Majority in the day one, as in when we received the first case in Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh around the second week of March. From then onwards, we are regularly making a lot of efforts in awareness. How the disease will spread, what kind of preventive measures we have to take. Everybody was known. The entire 24 lakh people are aware of this disease. We have used this Grama Sachivalayam team as an awareness and also capacity building at the local level. In addition to the medical professionals, whoever are there, ANMs and all that, but frankly speaking, we almost used the voluntary system and also the Sachivalayam secretary system in a very, very efficient way, and almost all houses have been discussed about the COVID by way of telling the personal hygiene, telling about the social distancing, and telling about the wearing of masks and hand washing practices. These are all the things everyone knows about the awareness point. Similarly, we also concentrated on sanitation. By virtue of for the last 6-7 months, of course, without knowing this COVID and all that, our district is making a lot of efforts, since our district is an aspirational district and SBM, so Swachh Bharat mission. We have taken up a lot of the Swachh Bharat activity by cleaning the tanks, clearing the streets, clearing of drains, everything in a very, very meticulously we have planned. We have done a lot of sanitation work, removal of plastic. Almost 9,000 tanks are there in our district. More or less 3,000 tanks were cleaned, and in Vizianagaram Municipal Corporation itself, I myself worked with 23 tanks were cleaned in a full scale. I mean, strengthening the burns, removal of garbages, removal of Parthenium plants, and then planting trees during rainy season. These things were happened since a long time. But this was seriously acted very efficiently during this COVID time. So the sanitation is one of the important strategies. Even now, we believe we are doing a lot of sanitation works, bleaching powder spraying, fogging operation, anti-larval operations, and a lot of sanitation works have been done by way of sanitation workers as well as the village voluntary system. Then fifth one is the supply chain management. by way of providing essential commodities to the doorsteps. This is also very challenging task during lockdown period. Now people are, worried about their provisions and groceries and vegetables. Lot of chicken, mutton, eggs supply. These things are all the very, very tough thing. So for that, what we have done is we have multiplied all Raitu Bazaars. For example, if you take in Vijayanagaram municipality itself, we have 5 Raitu Bazaars. These 5 Raitu Bazaars were multiplied into 18. 18. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are. You are.
Yeah, 18 Raitu Bazaars. So multiplied the Raitu Bazaars. That is one. Second one is provided door delivery by means of Swiggy and Zomato services and other services. Then third one is provided vegetables to the doorsteps, wards, by way of mobile, auto, by providing auto vegetables like that. So majority of the time we have reduced the congestion. So that all the vegetables, all the provision shops were opened and in time. Actually, I have conveyed one. I have taken one phone-in program. I wanted to know the feedback from the public directly. So time to time, I used to convene a phone-in program with the direct public by giving one phone number, and I used to ask, is it sufficient? So the timing is 6 to 11 o'clock is the timing. Then majority people asked me to, why can't we, instead of 6 to 11, why can't we reduce to 6 to 9 or 6 to 10? Because 6 to 11 is a too longer period. So majority of them are, the youth are roaming around during this period. So better, if the purpose is taking the groceries, vegetables for that purpose only, the purpose will be served for at least 2 hours is more than sufficient. That is the suggestion I received from the public. Then, though the timings are there in state 6 to 11, in municipality 6 to 1 in the rural areas, but we have reduced, condensed to 6 to 10 o'clock in the municipal limits. So like that, every time, this is the major work for providing the supply of all the necessary goods. For that, the nodal officer is joint collector, and AS officer is taking care of this kind of activity. That is. Then sixth strategy is shelter strategy. So a lot of migrants are from Bihar, from Orissa, from Madhya Pradesh, were stuck down here because of lockdown period. They cannot able to go around to their places. So they stayed in Vijayanagaram. So for them, we have opened 19 shelters. Majority, most of them are in hostels. Since the hostels are vacated, we took the hostels as a shelter homes. We kept all the standard migrants to the hostels, and then we supplied the food. That too, in our state, our chief minister sir is very particular to provide very like that of Jagannana Goru Mudda is the menu. That is meant for children of hostels, boarders of the hostelers. So the same menu we have given to the migrants, so that that is one facilities point of view, accommodation for their soaps, brush, and also paste, and everyday egg, and the nutritious food as per the menu, and then provided them with proper mattress and drinking water. In addition to that, regular medical checkup with the medical officers. This is what happened in shelter homes. So the majority of the standards, migrants were very recently or honestly taken their services. Then we used to have a yoga every day morning and evening to them. This is the shelter home strategy. Here we also taken the services of NGOs, and also international organizations were also being involved here.
I think there's some internet connection problem.
No,
I think
no,
we should
no,
wait for 2 to 3 minutes.
Am I visible now?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yeah. Then seventh strategy is the containment strategy. Here, the police department acted very efficiently. So from the day one, lot of awareness during lockdown period. One should not move around. We stay at home. Don't come out. 144 section is in promulgation. So don't take any risk. Likewise, a lot of instructions are given to the public. Number one. Number two, the strictly implemented the the COVID instructions, not going outside, and the borders were frequently checked, and whoever are coming from outside, they must enter their name, the purpose of coming, everything. So likewise, initially we used to get some kind of inter-district transfer. Then immediately we arrested that
Sir, your video is off. Sorry to interrupt. Now you
yeah,
are.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Then the inter-district borders were stopped. Actually, 40 borders checked. Completely inter-district movement was stopped. Then we also installed check post with teams. Team consists of a revenue officer, police officer, and medical officer. These three people will check the candidate. Whoever are entering into our district, he must give a certificate. Then only they will be allowed inside the district. And the purpose must be there. He must get the permission. Then only he will be allowed inside the district. This is very strictly implementing, and the testing part also. If we get some kind of doubt, then and there itself we will conduct the testing also. There are two kinds of testing now. One is RDT test, rapid diagnosis test we are doing, and sometimes we are also going for Truman's testing. So these kind of, as on the date, we've almost conducted testing for 4,700 people. Basically, they're all, majority of them are, majority percentage is symptomatic cases, and second majority is whoever came from foreign returns and Delhi returns, they have been checked, they found negative. And then third is randomly we have taken some health functionaries from whoever are working in the front line. They are also been randomly picked up and sent testing. So they also the outcome result is negative. So likewise we have doing our containment strategy. So these are all put together. There is a system called war room system, that is a control room, command control room system is there. In that, almost all departmental persons will be there round the clock. We have announced one number, 08922 236947 is the control room number. Any corner, from any corner, anybody can call. Particularly if anybody is entering, then also we'll get the red alerts. If anybody having any symptoms, then also we'll receive the call. Then if anybody violates this, the law and order issues, that also can be called. And then any shortage of their essential commodity, that also can be. So each department is having their own personnel. Then immediately he'll receive the complaint and he pass it on to the respective department, and then and there itself he'll resolve the issue. So that part is very, very.
I think there's connection problem again. Need to wait.
Deepak, am I audible, Deepak?
Yes, yes, you are, you are.
Yes. Then the people are, very, law-abiding people and very, very disciplined people and peace-loving people. Whenever some kind of directions or some kind of instructions we pass from district administration, they listen to the police side, and also they listen to the magisterial side, and they obey the orders of the government of Andhra Pradesh and government of India. That is the best part of the Vijayanagaram. And here, for example, I have given some voice message stating that you must, these are all the protocols, preventive measures one should have. One voice message, given to the public, that was, announced through mic system and through bit of top in the villages. That is social distancing, wearing mask, hand washing, and all that. Similarly, next few days, after a few days, I also given some kind of voice message and also video message on of Andhra Pradesh has taken the telemedicine, Dr. YSR telemedicine services by providing 14410. This is the call number. Anybody can call. The call center will receive the complaint, and they'll note the symptoms, and then immediately the concerned doctor will give the medication, and the medicines will be supplied to the doorsteps through the village volunteers as well as the ANMs. So likewise, almost all chronic cases were also being taken care during this lockdown period. So besides this, the economic activity, since beginning, our district is a green zone district. So for that, after relaxing certain conditions after 20th by the government of India, MHA orders, then we have taken up some rural activities also, basically NREGS works. So as of now, around 2 lakh wage seekers who are working in the rural areas, That works is also very identified. Selective works where we can follow the social distancing by keeping, in addition to the work site facilities like shade, drinking water, and other activities. We have also incorporated one bucket and soap also be given, and then keeping masks were also being provided. So by keeping these conditions, then our rural EGS works, employment guarantee works, have also been started. Similarly, we also MSME centers are all there in Vizianagaram, and also pharmaceuticals and bulk drug industries are also there. They have also been continuously working, but after 20th, we have also allowed with the skeleton staff, by keeping all the social terms and conditions of the COVID instructions, by following social distancing, keeping some kind of thermal guns before entry into the work, then registering Arogya Setu, compulsory, mandatory. Likewise, we have given some certain instructions. These are all the actually the economic activities happening in the district. Third one is the Rabi harvesting. That activity is also going on parallelly. See, our district is having around 35 to 40 metric tons of paddy harvested this year. For that, almost 60 to 70,000 people are working, agriculture labor. For them also we have allowed. They are all doing agriculture operations. Similarly, the procurement is also started. Particularly around 5,000 hectares were, the crop maize is there. That is also harvested by the Markfed. Almost as of now, around 8,000 metric tons were procured. That around 29 procurement centers were opened. The activity is also going on smoothly. So by following all the norms without compromising on the norms of COVID-19 instructions given by the government of India. These are all the economic activities happening in the district. By and large, the credit and the most of the entire credit so far not registered single case. The credit goes to people. The credit goes to credit goes to Government of India and Government of Andhra Pradesh for giving timely advisories. We are strictly following the guidelines. We are strictly binding to the guidelines, not by the administration, by the people. It is going to the by people in true spirit. This is the success lies with the advisories. Of course, for the fourth estate, the press and electronic media is also supporting in two aspects. One is passing the messages then and there themselves to the public. That is one. And they are also contributing by encouraging the donors. Whoever are coming, they are given some kind of promotion by giving their names. Whoever are coming forward to donate. Likewise, almost 37 lakhs of rupees were donated to the CM Relief Fund, and the District Relief Fund is also almost 31 lakhs have been donated by the different individuals for this kind of COVID activity. So this is the, by and large, this is a collective efforts of the Vizianagaram district. By God's grace, it is continuing like this, and hopefully in the coming days also will keep the same standards in the coming days. Any questions now?
Thank you, sir, for the presentation. Now we will go ahead and take some time for question now. So first I would request Deepak Dalla sir for the question here. Please, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jawaharji, for the presentation, for taking us through your preparedness in your district. No doubt you are doing an excellent job to curb this unprecedented crisis. As far as my question is concerned, the first question is, you have mentioned as of now you have conducted 4,500 tests. So how many tests are being conducted in a day? Or what is the capacity of your district administration? How many tests you can conduct in one day? Second, you have mentioned you have made Arogya Setu app compulsory. So how many downloads as on date are there in the district? And are those who are downloading the app, are they really aware about the Arogya Setu app, its benefit, or they are just downloading because they have received the direction from administration to download? And third, what is your plan for after 3rd May? That's it. Over to you, Jawaharji.
Yeah, thank you, Deepak sir. 3 questions you raised. One is regarding tests. The average per day, 250 to 300 tests we are doing. Here, this is basically 2 tests. One is VDRL test, RT-PCR, and the second one is Truman's test, antibodies test. So the primary testing is the Truman's test. If we get some kind of positivity in this, then immediately the confirmation test by RT-PCR. Earlier we used to send all the samples samples to VDRL, but now at our level we are doing Truman's test, and if we suspect any cases, then we are sending to VDRL. That is by and large 250 to 300 per day we are doing, and we have received 5 more testing missions now. So with this minimum 500 tests we can perform, excluding the VDRL test. VDRL we can send in one particular day. The maximum side is 438, and the minimum is around 50. So that is the VDRL capacity. We have 2 VDRL labs. One is at Visakhapatnam and second is in Rajahmundry. So we can get the sample testing within 48 hours. This is the testing methodology we are following, and in addition to that, we are also having RDT kits. These RDT kits usually we are 70 to 80% we are using for health functionaries. On an average, we are doing 90 to 100 per day. That is happening in the with the functionaries, police people, health functionaries, and other sanitation workers. That is also being used for the outsiders also, but we are using more with the health functionaries. This is what the testing part. Then coming to Arogya Setu, so far we, as if now, around 1 lakh, around 3.36 lakhs, 3.36 lakhs downloads have been happened. As you rightly point out, here the question of download is the that is one achievement, and then applied part. How many of them are really looking at it? That is also how they are using and all that. Here actually we are spending a lot of time for how to telling the telling about the Arogya Setu. Health functionaries, they are mostly using, and also they are explaining to the patients. Then similarly, the waste seekers was explained by the technical teams. We have almost trained all the health functionaries and also all the village volunteers. We have 12,000 village volunteers. They're all they are well aware of the Arogya Setu. With them, through them, we are educating the these users. They are well aware of this Arogya Setu. Mostly, except a few number, majority of them knows how to use this Arogya Setu. Then third one is with regard to what is your third point, Deepak?
Your plan after 3rd May.
Yeah, after 3rd May. After 3rd May, the same thing will be continued. The same thing will be continued, though if they, our public are very cautious, and they are not, even we open, they are not allowing them to open. What they are saying is, we will open in a phased manner, not in a stretch. They don't want to do that. Majority of them are telling, even the public representative, MLAs and MPs, they are all telling that we will open phased manner. Suppose 10 shops are there. We wanted to open only few shops with a few number. And the slots will also be given. And the entertainment things and the cinema halls and the all big function halls, they may not be going to open. This is a general opinion of the public and also the public representatives. So slowly we will see the situation, and then we will act. We are not very hurry in opening all the shops, all the mechanisms in one day, keeping all the things in normalcy. It will take some more time to coming back to the normal situation.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I would request Mr. Nirmal Bansal, sir, to ask his question.
Yeah, good evening, Hariji. Very nice to hear from you that you have been doing a very good job.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Nirmal, sir. Good evening, sir.
The micromanagement which you have been doing is fantastic, very heartening to understand. Keeping in view that you have got a very large district which is having population of around 25 lakh of a population and 7 lakh of households, it's quite big. But only thing is, sir, I'll be having 3-4 questions. Number one, that your testing has been very, very low. This is 4,500 only. So, I mean, is it that you don't have that sufficient kits, or you don't find that sort of symptomatic people that you need to go for that? Number one. Number two, I'd like to understand, sir, that post third, you are told that you will continue like this. But what is happening, sir, economic and industries activities are really in the doldrum throughout the country, not only in your district. So keeping in view that, because what is happening, that there will be a lot of impact on this economic activities and the industrial activities. And everything in total, what has been described, cannot be really imposed, like social distancing and then providing the shelter to these people and food in case the small industries are there, so they cannot afford. How exactly you are going to treat those? Then distribution of essentials, because it's a very big district and 7 lakh household. How exactly that you are making it sure that each and every needy is being given all these things? Then, sir, another aspect was there that how many isolation beds you do have. Although you are told that you got only 19 shelters, which are the guest houses, and that hostels which you converted into the isolation centers, how many bedded isolation centers are there? Then what about that health workers and the doctors which are attending to these people? How exactly you have been taking care of? And my last question would be, sir, on this migrated labor, which is from Vizianagaram to other states, okay? Other districts which are gone. How exactly you are managing to get these people back, and how would be your plan, sir?
Yes. Sir, as far as the first question is regarding testing. So as per the protocols of government COVID instant order, as per instant order number 11 and 11A, there is a systematic, these are all the cases to be tested. According to that norms, only we are doing this testing. In addition to that, we are also doing randomly, even without having any symptom. For example, during the primary surveillance teams have identified 708 symptomatic cases. All 708 have been tested. So similarly, 406 foreign returns have come. All 406 have been checked. And similarly, 15 SARI cases are there, severe acute respiratory infection. All 15 were tested. So similarly, some kind of, secondaries, traveled along with the positive cases of other districts. For them also we have tested. So likewise, we have tested as far as the protocols are concerned, we have tested. Definitely, you are correctly point out that the testing may be less, but over a period of time, we are going to enhance to from 300 to 500 per day. That is the testing part. Then after third scenario, as I have already explained, we are very particular about economic activity. In that NREGS, we are the maximum levels here around 3 lakh people will participate. As of now, it is around 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakh people are coming. Earlier, even 50 plus people were used to come, but we are not encouraging that kind of people now. We are randomly selecting those who are very aged person. We are not allowing. Those who are having some kind of symptom, we are not allowing. And whoever are very active, them only we are picking up. So likewise, we are happening right now. But over a period of time, we will escalate to them also. Then coming to industries, hardly we have 54 industries. Almost 43 industries are already open. Only few industries, because of they supposed to keep their labor and all that, and they supposed to pay the arrears and all that, they have not opened. Otherwise, all jute mills are open, all pharmaceuticals are open, our MSME operations are in place, iron steel industries are also open. So the activity point of view, as of now, 23,200 employees are working in industries, except 8 to 9 industries. All other industries are functioning. Then coming to agriculture operations, agriculture and allied activities, 1,53,000 Raitu Coolies and also agriculture related and animal husbandry related, this livestock, the procurement part, the marketing part, and GCC Girijan cooperation part. These are all around 1,53,000 people are working, and these activities are going on as smoothly. And after third also, the number will be increased, and the activity point of view, there may not be any impact on the district economic point of view. Then coming to essential commodities, see, luckily 3 times, almost 2 times, government of India rationed one time, and the government of Andhra Pradesh also given ration for public distribution system, through public distribution system. Each individual used to get 5 kilos of rice and 1 kg of dal. Similarly, government of India is also given 5 kgs of rice plus 1 kg of that Senegalu green gram. So likewise, they have been given these commodities. Plus, though they may not having the sandies, but wherever the horticulture like banana, these are all available in the villages itself. We have tied up, some places the production is high, and the same we have circulated within the district. Earlier we used to send to other markets. Now we are consuming on our own. We have tied up with other Raitu Bazaars. As I just in my opening remarks, I told out of 5 Raitu Bazaars have been multiplied into 18 Raitu Bazaars. That means we have adjusted our products into those markets. So likewise, the commodity point of view, there is no single complaint received from any corner. The groceries, whenever we are, whenever the stocks are getting depleted, immediately our people are collecting the information. Accordingly, we are, procuring the commodities from outside. For example, we used to have some kind of shortage in onion supply. Immediately we, spoken with the onion producing districts like Kurnool, and then immediately we have taken 10 tons of onion from the Kurnool. Likewise, we have also shortage of soaps and sanitizers. Then immediately we spoke to Chennai people and we received a container and supplied the commodity. So that may, supply part, that is the reason we kept a very senior committed joint collector for this purpose. This is a very challenging task. For that purpose only, we kept that joint collector as a nodal officer. Then coming to isolated beds, isolation beds, as I have already explained during my hospital preparedness thematic strategy, we have, almost 1,139 non-ICU units and 96 ICU units, 23 ventilators, 96 B-type oxygen cylinders, 222 D-type oxygen cylinders, and 288 doctors, trained doctors, and 536 nursing and 951 available PPE kits, 1024 N95 masks, and 4,250 surgical masks. These are all the, exclusively for hospital. We are keeping this much of, material and the manpower. So there is no depth of, availability as far as beds are concerned. And we are ready to convert the COVID care center as a hospital also. We have identified two, hospitals like that. They are right now we are calling it as a COVID care center, but it is nothing but it is a via media analyzing in between hospital and the quarantine center. We have identified two centers like that, and there also sufficient number of beds are also there. That also can be converted as a hospital later on. So that is the isolation wards are concerned. Coming to the health functionaries, from the beginning, wherever some kind of donor is coming, we are totally, the donors, the philanthropists, majority of them are providing a lot of material, particularly the ISI standard material. As per the standard protocols, they are supplying the headgears, they are also supplying the sanitizers, they're also supplying the masks, N95 masks, and also they are supplying the gloves. These are all the things they have handed over to the ground level staff, particularly health functionaries, sanitation workers, as well as the police people. These three are, everyone is having these kind of equipment and also the materials. So they're all taken care of with regard to healthcare, and from time to time we have also conducting the samples from them by means of RDT kits, and sometimes we are also sending the Truman testing purpose. Then coming to migratory labor, that is very challenging task nowadays, because that is the only, because being a very peripheral district and also aspirational district, one of the low economic productivity district, majority of them have gone to some other places for their livelihoods. Skilled people, now we have also identified their number. As of now, we have received around 2,900 people are coming from outside. I am going to get tomorrow evening from Gujarat, 608 fishermen are coming from Gujarat. Similarly, 418 people are coming from Chennai. They're all skilled people. They are also going to get on 2nd or 3rd. I am just making contact with the Chennai administration. Similarly, I am also going to get 215 people from Odisha. So likewise, we are also getting some kind of information from other districts also. All put together as of now, 2,900 people are going to get to the district by various means, and all of them have been going to be provided the quarantine facility, either by quarantine, government quarantine, or by home isolation. Depending upon their standard, then we are going to allow them by testing. Even if they have tested from other districts, wherever they have completed their quarantine period, even then we are going to cross check once again, and we are going to test them, and then only we are going to allow inside the district. This is what we are planning. Definitely migration will be definitely a very Herculean task for us, but we have identified 4,500 beds. Right now we are having that much of capacity, but as of now we have received 2,900, but even 2,000 more will also be accommodated in our quarantine facilities.
Now, thank you very much, sir. Now, I would request Mr. UK Sharma, sir, to ask his question. Please, sir.
Congratulations, DM sir. Very meticulous,
you,
excellent work, excellent preparedness.
Thank you, sir, Maji. Thank you.
Difficult time.
Sir.
I have 3 observations. One is that you are having some people locked within your district who belong to other states, and they would definitely like to go back to their homes. Second is that there are over 1,300 people in your state who are COVID positive in the Andhra Pradesh itself. Some of them may like to come to your district. You have to take care of their testing also. That is one challenge which you have to face soon, maybe after May 3rd. So you have to test them also. Second one observation is that you are facing some shortage of sanitizers, soaps, masks. Masks obviously are going to be compulsory for next 2-3 months. So please encourage your MSME whom you are opening up now through your industries department to manufacture these items which are having great demand, and they can be consumed within your district as well as you can sell them in your neighboring districts also. Third is Arogya Setu app download of by 2-3 lakhs is not very much, because here in central government, the central government has given directive to download it by all central government employees. So you have to popularize their downloads also. These are my 3 observations, sir.
Thank you, Sharma ji. I'll respond one by one. One is regarding migration. I mean, those who have stuck here, and we supposed to send them back to their original native place. Here are 2 kinds of people are there. One is they don't want to go because they're all employees here. We are allowing them to work on their respective industries. We are not sending them because all of sudden they came here to work in our district itself. They are still working, but we are, if they are not, if they wanted to work in the industries, as if they are stuck down here and they are all negative people and no exposure. So we are keeping them in our industries. That is one category. And second category is if they wanted to go, for example, MP, Madhya Pradesh people are there, 29 people are there. They are willing to go. Yesterday we have conducted the testing, and we are making correspondence with the MP people, and we already spoken with the DM, and they are also agreed, and we are going to send with the proper acknowledgement. These are all the people stayed in quarantine in so and so place from so and so date, and this is the medical certificate given by the medical officer. We are sending through the so and so vehicle number with the proper sanitation of the bus, everything. We are, keeping the social distance in the bus. We are sending the people. So these are all the things we are taking care of the migrants. So this part is taken care. Then coming to the positive cases in AP. See here in our state, there are two kinds of the three types of areas. One is red zone, and second one is orange zone, and third one is green zone. See, once if the person is there in red zone, they are not going to send to anywhere unless until the red zone converts into the green zone, then only they are going to send the individuals to the respective places. If my person is there stuck in Vijayawada, Krishna district, if they are in red zone, they are not going to leave. They are going to keep them as and when it turns into green, then only they are allowing to go to their native place. That system is there in our state. So the point of handling the positive case doesn't arise because we are taking care of green to green, then only we are allowing. Even from our side also, if my mandal, if my village is green, then only I am sending the person to the other districts. That is one. Then coming to the mosques and all that. Sir, actually our DOCRA groups and also our SHG groups, lakhs of SHG groups are there. As of now, our target is 75 lakh mosques have been, is the target. As of now, we have also already manufactured 26 lakhs of mosques. These mosques have been distributed to the high density places first. We have the distribution methodology also planned. High density places, then medium density, then low density places. Likewise, we are saturating one by one. As of now, 16 lakh each household, each person will get 3 mosques. Likewise, we ourselves are stitching at our level and distributing to the people. And coming to the health functionaries, masks are sufficiently available, and we are whenever the industries people are under CSR component, majority of them are supplied. Those masks have been used with the health functionaries. Coming to the Arogya Setu point, so as of now, our percentage of coverage is 46.87%. This much of number, because unless until you have a smartphone, we cannot able to achieve 100%. Wherever the smartphones are there, those phones only we can download. Likewise, our state Arogya Setu app downloading progress is 27.83%. But our district Vizianagaram, the progress is 46.87. So likewise, we are promoting Arogya Setu. Besides that, usage of Arogya Setu is also very tough task. We are changing the behavior of the users. That is, we are concentrating on that. So these are all 3 issues you raised, sir. Sharmaji, I hopefully you convinced with my
Thank
answers.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. It looks like we have covered all of our questions. Jawaharlal sir, is there anything else you wanted to cover up before we wrap up?
Thanks for giving this opportunity, for sharing our views with the team of experts. I seek some kind of blessings from from Scotch team, so that my district will be green even after 3rd also. That prayer, that kind of blessings is required from Scotch team. Hopefully your team is also impressed with my presentation. And I told openly three things are very essential in our success. One is the cooperation of the public. That is the most important thing, very very required at this this kind of handling the challenges. Then second is very important, awareness. This is the most important task. One should have a clear cut awareness should be there among the public, so that even after third also, if the individuals are aware of this, how to take care of themselves, the personal hygiene, and also making some kind of distancing, and that then it will take care of, the system will take care of them. Then third one is the collective efforts, coordination, and this district task force committee, and regularly conducting meetings, and regular reviews, and strategy, how to go about next, what next. The first few days one strategy, then few days another strategy, another. Likewise, every week we are changing our strategies to mitigate the challenges. For example, as of now, we are facing the challenge of migrant incomers. So we are planning in such a way to handle them. Even the exam level is 4,000. Right now we are received 2,900. We have kept ready with the 2,900. We are ready to handle even 4,000 also. For them also, one, nutritious food, second, medical checkups, sanitation, everything will be taken care. So likewise, we are protecting our, preserving our safety and green zone of Vizianagaram district.
Thank you very much, sir. Great. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate your being here. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jawaharji. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
for making
thank you,
such an
Sharma ji.
informative
Thank you,
presentation.
Deepak ji. Thank you, Deepak sir. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, bye.